Songs in the Night, September 6th. The chosen text from the 1 Corinthians chapter 13 verses 5. Love seeketh not her own. Have I the love which is unselfish, which seeketh not her own interests exclusively, which might even be willing to let some of her own rights be sacrificed in the interest of others? Or have I, on the contrary, the selfishness which is not only demands my own rights on every occasion, but which demands those rights regardless of the convenience, comforts, and rights of others? To have love in this particular means that we will be on guard against taking any unjust advantages of others, and will prefer rather to suffer a wrong than to do a wrong, to suffer an injustice than to do an injustice. Reprint number 4918, hymn number 191. Amen.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're really digging into a powerful passage today, something that's made me think a lot about how we define love, and maybe more importantly, how we live it out.
Mm.
We're drawing from Songs in the Night, that classic daily devotional. It quotes I Corinthians 13.5.
Ah, yes, a foundational text.
Right, and the core idea is love seeketh not her own. Basically, love that doesn't put itself first, that isn't always, looking out for number one.
Seems simple on the surface.
It does. But the more I looked at it, the more I realized how deeply it challenges our everyday assumptions, about what love actually demands from us and how we interact.
It's true. And this deep dive isn't just about defining a word, is it?
Mm-hmm.
It's really an exploration into the practical side. What does unselfishness actually look like day to day?
Exactly.
The text really forces a fundamental question on us, I think. Do we have a love that consistently prioritizes others, like actively looks for ways to support their interests?
The alternative.
Or, do we operate from a place of selfishness, maybe without even realizing it? Relentlessly demanding our own rights, even over small things sometimes.
That's a really sharp way to put it. And the source material itself, it asks these direct questions. It makes you look inward.
Mm-hmm.
It says, have I the love which is unselfish, which seeketh not her own interests exclusively? And it goes on, which might even be willing to let some of her own rights be sacrificed in the interests of others.
That willingness part is key. Sacrificing rights.
Right. And then it contrasts that, asking, or have I, the selfishness which not only demands my own rights on every occasion, but which demands those rights regardless of the conveniences, comforts, and rights of others.
Wow. That's a stark contrast. It really leaves no room for ambiguity.
No, it's a powerful call for some real self-assessment.
Indeed. And what's really fascinating here, I think, is how the text then describes the active nature of this love. It clarifies that having this kind of love means you need to be on guard against taking any unjust advantage of others.
So it's not passive, it's like vigilant.
Exactly. It's an intentional stance.
Yeah.
It's not about just letting people walk all over you. It's more like actively choosing what's best for the relationship or the community in the long run, even if it means sacrificing a small win now.
Like maybe not sending that biting email reply even when you feel totally justified.
Precisely. And then it gets even more radical. It outlines this preference to prefer rather to suffer a wrong than to do a wrong, to suffer an injustice than to do an injustice.
Okay, that is a demanding ideal. I mean, let's be honest. We live in a world that often tells us to assert ourselves, stand up for our rights, demand what's ours.
Right. Self-care is important, asserting boundaries.
So is it truly sustainable to consistently put others first like this? Doesn't that just open you up to being, taken advantage of?
That's the critical question, isn't it? And the text doesn't ignore the difficulty. I think the hidden strength it points to isn't weakness, but a kind of profound internal shift.
An internal shift.
Yeah.
How so?
Well, think about a small thing, like being cut off in traffic. The immediate impulse is often anger, right? A feeling that your rights were violated.
Definitely.
This passage seems to ask for something completely different inside. Maybe choosing inner peace or even empathy over that feeling of righteous indignation, even when you are technically right.
So it's like rerouting that instinct.
Kind of, yeah.
Mm.
An active rerouting of our basic wiring for self-preservation. It challenges us to elevate the well-being of others, or just the principle of not causing harm, above our own immediate comfort or ego.
It's a lot to process. To sort of wrap up our main thought here, what really stands out for me from this deep dive is this incredibly challenging definition of unselfish love. It's a love that truly prioritizes others' interests, suggests being willing to sacrifice your own rights, and this is the kicker, would rather endure injustice than inflict it.
It really is countercultural. It questions our default settings. And this, well, it raises a really important question for you listening right now. In a world that often shouts, look out for number one, what would it actually look like to consistently live by that specific ideal? That preferring to suffer a wrong than to do a wrong.
In everyday life.
Yeah, in your daily interactions. Think about your relationships, work, even how you engage online. How might trying to consistently apply that principle actually shift your perspective? How might it change your interactions?
It's a concept that really asks us to examine our motives, doesn't it? Are we acting out of this unselfish love, seeking no advantage? Or is it that constant, maybe subtle, self-serving impulse driving things?
Like a radical call to rethink things.
Definitely. Rethink how we navigate life's complexities, choosing empathy, maybe sacrifice over immediate self-interest. Imagine if we actually embrace that. How different would those online comment sections look? Or even just conversations around the dinner table?
It's a powerful thought.
Yeah, something powerful to carry with you. It suggests a path not just to maybe better relationships, but perhaps to a deeper sense of personal integrity, too, a different way to move through the world.